Hey guys, what's up? Of course, I made a 15-minute video, but the sound wasn't on, so that was God saying, hey, try again. So it's like, oh, but it's 15 minutes. He's like, oh, well, I've given you 7 billion years to think of, to make you, so try again. And I will. So I started off initially with, hey, I believe the moon landings are real, 100%. Well, I'm kind of biased because my grandpa worked for NASA. His name is on the moon. He worked on Apollo 11. Gerald Epstein's on the moon right now. Okay, so yes, I believe we went to the moon, but I believe we went for different reasons and did it in such a way that really hints at symbolism. If you read Dark Mission by Richard C. Hoagland, okay, he gives pictures and shows evidence that all of these moon landings are corresponding to like 19.5 degrees above or below the equator, or 33 degrees here, there, at a certain specific time of day in which the astrological alignments will all, meld. And it's true. He shows it. Buzz Aldrin has his Freemason ring on him during the astronaut pictures. Okay, they bring a Freemason flag to the moon. They don't plant it next to the American flag, but it's in their little Apollo spaceship so they can do their rituals and say they did it. Okay, this is very, very important type of information. And we all know NASA at the time was mostly Freemasons and Nazis because we just beat their ass in World War II. So now we have Werner von Braun and all the genius German scientists who are also doing occult stuff in regards to space travel. The Nazis wanted to go to space. They were working on rockets and stuff. And that's what Gravity's Rainbow with Thomas Pynchon book is all about, the V2 rocket and all that stuff. That's a different story. But anyway, my belief is we went to the moon, y'all. But here's the thing. We did it for Masonic reasons to fulfill specific astrological prophecies and alignments. During that July 1969, there was like 5 different planets all in the same spot. Okay? And the moon was involved. So it was literally like the 2001 Space Odyssey opening with the planets all aligning, in a straight line when you look up. And it's all real, dude. And speaking of which, we'll go into this really quick. 2001 A Space Odyssey corresponds to Francis the Mute by Mars Volta. When you put the 15-minute single Francis the Mute before it. So you play the 15-minute single and then the album Francis the Mute and press repeat. It corresponds to 2001 A Space Odyssey. And I tried to make a video, of course YouTube took it down. I didn't post the movie, of course, because that's obviously copyright, but I just posted pictures and they still took it down. But you can catch it on this other website. I'll put a link onto it. And so, yeah, that's my belief heavily, that 2001 corresponds to Francis the Mute, just like Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon corresponds to Wizard of Oz, the Dark Side of Oz. And yes, I did that in high school, and I love that stuff. Even if they say it's not true, it's true. So anyway, the moon, we went there. And, the reptilians... I hate to go all David Icke on you, but it's true. The reptilians put the moon there to block our pineal glands in some way. A lot of people think, oh, the moon is spiritual and I can feel tied to it. But if the moon wasn't there, y'all, it would open our pineal glands in such a way that we would be in the age of the golden age, back in Atlantean days, the age of Aquarius 25,000 years ago. Not this new one coming up in 5 minutes. A different age of Aquarius when our pineal glands were expanded and Saturn was our sun. All the sun myths and Saturn worship that's involved with today is associated with ancient antiquity worship that we subconsciously are remembering in our historical DNA, kind of remembering that stuff. But anyway, it's my belief that, as of course in Hebrew, first verse of the entire Bible, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Elohim is God. It is plural in the Hebrew vernacular. It is male and female, so it's gender neuter. And in Genesis 1:27, these Elohim, enlightened beings, I don't think they created the universe. A little soul like us can't create the Big Bang, obviously, but I'm saying the creator made these smarter beings to help us evolve, maybe, just like every single text say. But anyway, so these Elohim, they created man and woman in Genesis 1:27, okay? So when Yahweh shows up in Genesis 2:4, all of a sudden he creates Eve out of Adam's rib. Why would Yahweh create Eve if God already created man and woman in Genesis 1:27 or 24, whatever it is? God already created woman for men to hang out with and mate with and multiply. Well, who is Eve in Genesis 2:27 all of a sudden? Out of Adam's rib, aka his DNA. Yahweh, if he's a reptilian, it just explains the Anunnaki Sumerian text. Yahweh is a reptilian who took Adam's DNA, not his rib, a bone. He took his DNA and created Eve. Some kind of blending, some kind of iron mixed with clay, some kind of reptilian thing that's already inside us right now. Adam was pure, created by Elohim. Eve was something else. Women were already created. I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about Eve. The Shishash or whatever. It's a totally different Hebrew word than woman. It's a different species. And then all of a sudden she talks to the serpent and shit, hits the fan. Okay, so Genesis 1, everything was hunky-dory. Then all of a sudden a bad guy comes in, Yahweh, pretending to be God, by the way, because what does the Bible say? Satan is disguised as an angel of light. Half the Old Testament. Okay? The deceiver. He's the prince of liars. People say, well, how can he be the prince of darkness if Lucifer's the son of the morning light? Because Satan is disguised as an angel of light. He's pretending to be God. He pretends to do signs and wonders. But all the symbols are there. In God, there is no darkness. He is only light, according to the New Testament in the 1 John. But in the Old Testament, God's in darkness, and Moses meets God in the darkness, and it's all scary all the time. If in God is no darkness, who's Moses talking to? Yahweh gives him a serpent. I don't know. Same shit. Different translation. Okay, and a lot of this stuff I'm getting from Nine Nanya's channel. She really, really is good at exegesis because she's looking at the literal definitions, not the popular words that we use for translation, but the common words too. There's 5 different words for every Hebrew word that we know. So what kind of mix-up are we not getting right? Okay, there's so much to know. Sorry. Anyway. Again, I'm going to go David Icke on you. Saturn is there. It's there. There's aliens there or something. There's a pentagram on the top of Saturn, if you didn't know. And the Saturn rings are literally being filmed. There's images of it being formed, as I showed you in the last video. So there's living entities there that are somehow guiding our consciousness and our pineal glands via the moon. Why is the moon in the perfect spot for solar and lunar eclipses? Why is it the perfect distance and size away from the sun so as to create a perfect sphere around the sun? No other planet does this with their moons. In fact, every other moon is like teeny one. Our moon is huge. Our moon is bigger than Pluto, which is circling way over there. And Pluto's this small, the moon is this small. Why is the moon just circling it? It does not make sense. We crashed a satellite into the moon on purpose to see its experiments, and it rang like a bell for 3 hours. That's the result of your experiment, Mr. NASA. But let's not talk about it. Why even do the experiment if you're not going to reveal the results publicly and just be hush-hush about it? Because it goes against your fucking science. Anyway. Okay, if we look at NASA, once again, it's just a bunch of Freemasons and Nazis. Werner von Braun, World War II. We beat them, so we took their scientists. They were all occultists like us. Okay. And then we got Alan Parsons, okay, bringing the occult with the science at the same time. Like, that dude was so deep in the game. Okay, it's like, I'm deep in the game independently because I don't have any oaths to anyone, but it's all just me. There's no retaliation. If I was in this group of people, imagine the weight on your shoulders. Okay, anyway.